Another thing that first parties do a lot is they may hand that responsibility off to the company accountant. Now, if you know accountants, they're normally people that want to be left alone. They just want the numbers. They're only concerned about what goes in the ledger, and they may even do the company's taxes. But for the most part, they aren't really used to day-to-day interactions with the customers. Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. So today I want to talk about the biggest differences between a first-party billing or debt collector and a third-party billing or debt collector. And they are different because one does it maybe part of the day and the other one does it all day. So which one is better for your business? Well, some first parties, which is the original creditor, they may have a dedicated collector in-house, and these people can be pretty effective, but the only barrier to keeping them from being as effective as a third-party debt collector is they still have a strong customer connection, whereas a third party is at least once removed from that relationship. Another thing that first parties do a lot is they may hand that responsibility off to the company accountant. Now, if you know accountants, they're normally people that want to be left alone. They just want the numbers. They're only concerned about what goes in the ledger, and they may even do the company's taxes. But for the most part, they aren't really used to day-to-day interactions with the customers. They're usually just the numbers guy. So with third parties, let's talk about some of the things that make them different. Well, first off, every third-party debt collector is that dedicated employee. That's all they do all day long is make phone calls and talk to consumers. And a couple of different features as far as their personality is concerned is they have confidence and they have a wonderful ability to be empathetic. With the confidence piece of that, they can ask the tough questions. They're used to asking the tough questions, and those are questions that are related to financial matters. When it comes to empathy, they've heard so many different stories when it comes to consumers having struggles. They're able to empathize and communicate to the consumer that they're not alone and there is hope in resolving an outstanding balance. A couple of other things that third-party debt collectors do is they ask strategic and probing questions. Because let's face it, if you want to recover an outstanding balance, you're going to have a strategy. Well, third-party debt collectors are able to strategically ask questions that are important, like probing questions, without violating the consumer's rights. Because consumers do have rights when it comes to accounts receivable and communication that is related to that. And it's not hard to violate the consumer's rights, especially when you have a strong connection to the outstanding balance. So probing questions, where can that get you? Well, some conversations through asking probing questions may even lead into a debt collector having a budget conversation with the consumer. So they will have conversations with consumers about their personal finances, hoping to find a way that they can help the consumer discover a way where they can plan to have the balance satisfied that is owed to our client. Also, third-party debt collectors have heard most objections when it comes to outstanding debt, and they know how to work around those objections. In other words, they know how other folks have solved those problems. But probably more important is they're able to understand the dangers of collecting debt. So they can recognize things like bait calls. And a bait call is when a consumer intentionally calls in, either by themselves or they may even be coached, and they ask specific questions that are designed to get the debt collector to violate the consumer's rights. And if the debt collector does that, then they can file a lawsuit and either have the debt canceled or even be awarded a monetary settlement. So debt collectors are exceptional listeners. Debt collectors can also hear when the consumer is signaling how they may even be able to pay that debt. But I think that mostly wraps it up. There are a number of other things where debt collectors are, in many cases, extremely more qualified to have these conversations with consumers. But if you'd like to talk about that a little more, then give me a call or send me an email. I'd be happy to have a discussion about your particular situation. And of course, if we both walk away knowing more than when we went in, then that's never a bad thing. But as always, be well, be safe, don't take any unnecessary risk, and I hope to talk with a lot of you soon. Take care. Hello, Sean Martin, Director of Business Engagement. So if you like this video, be sure to follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube. But don't forget to visit our website, check out the services we have to offer. Essentially, Partners Financial Services is a full-service accounts receivable management firm. So we specialize in billing, loan servicing, and debt collections. Some of the industries that we serve are the education industry, everything from a proprietary school all the way up to a college, university, higher educational level. Also banking, financial institutions, credit unions, and then a handful of miscellaneous industries that we do some debt collections for. So yeah, give us a call, send us an email, let us know what you have in mind, and we can see if our services can line up with your objectives and help you get in a better place than you are today.